Good morning everyone. Got a busy day today. Got a Zappi, tethered Zappi to install. I think the guy had new garage built, it's all wired, and a 10mm 3-core armour cable has been laid in the ground previously. I'm going to pop along today. I've already been to the site, had a look, so I'm going to pop along today. We're going to get a post in the ground. It's only temporary because the guy's having the drive all remodeled later in the year, so we're going to put the post in with a bit of post mix, just a softwood timber post, mount the Zappi on the post, and then at a later date when they remodel they're just going to hoik that post out. I'll then do a resin submarine joint and we shall extend the cable over to the Zappi's new location. So this is a sort of a semi-permanent sort of solution for today. The gentleman's got his, I think he's picking up a Golf ID3 or an ID4, I can't remember. Yeah, so that's the job for today. Already got the Zappi, already got all my post digging tools, ground auger and some grabs which I picked up from a builder, who's a friend of mine. And now we're just off to Cities, to CEF to pick up. I mean, I ordered the Zappis from Cities, and they're all at home for the week, so we can make sure we've got everything ready. So we've got a Zappi, Harvi and a hub going in today, and just going to pop to Cities, get some cleats for the 10mm 3-core armoured. We're going to get glam pack, what else is on my list? 32 amp Proteus MCB, this is a Proteus board in the garage. I think that is about it. Yeah, so it should be the sun shining. It's not as cold as yesterday, it's not snowing like the other day. So yeah. Okay, so when I got to the site, the cable was supposed to have been buried by the previous electrician and builders. The guy said it's buried about a foot. If you look at this trench here, I actually ended up digging down to about a metre before I discovered the cable, and it seemed to be still going down, so a lot of digging to do on site, but I was prepared, had my little trenching spade all ready to go. Already bored the hole out for the post. All was left to do was to get busy, get the post in and carry on digging. Okay, so we've now got the timber posts concreted in with some post mix. Dug the cable all the way back. This is only a temporary measure because the cable is going to be rerouted and extended at a later date. I slided a bit of flexi conduit over the top of the armoured cable just for a bit of extra protection in case the owner strims against it. So there we go, post is all ready, cable is the correct length, and we're ready to install the Zappi. Okay, so we've got the Zappi installed on our timber post. We've got our armoured cable set up exactly how we want, all ready to go. I've taken the fascia of the Zappi off and removed the ribbon connector. Installed a 25mm stuffing gland. You can see additional protection with the flexi conduit. We've marked our cuts, ready to prepare the armoured cable to make it off, ready to go into the Zappi. Carrying out our dead test, mega the cable, ready for termination. Okay, so we've got the armoured cable terminated in the Zappi. We're just going to use our torque screwdriver set at 1.2 Newton meters just to torque up these connections. You can see the conductors correctly identified there, line, neutral, CPC. And give the conductors a quick wiggle and then re-torque just to make sure they're firmly seated. Wiggle. Okay, so we've got the cover of the Zappi back on, we've got the armoured cable cleated up the post, pulled all the ground back around, all looking nice and neat. Bear in mind this is a temporary measure, this is a temporary job. We fill back in the trench with the excavated soil, and now we're ready to go and do the work back at the distribution board in the garage. Okay, so we've done our connections back at the distribution board in the garage. We're now carrying out live tests. We've already carried out insulation resistance and an R1 plus R2, and we're now carrying out our live ZS test. For this test, we're using the Rolex charge check and Mega multifunction tester. Okay, so you can see the result here of our ZS, and we've got 75.3 ohms. You might think that's a little high, but we're on a TT earthing system here, so that's well below the permissible 200 ohms. You can see the functionality of the charge check here. Carries out polarity check and simulates a charge. You would have already checked polarity anyway before you get to this point, but it's a useful feature anyway. Okay, so that's the installation complete, tests all complete, written down. I like to always do a functional test using our fully electric zero emissions Nissan ENV200 van. It's always useful just to make sure that all the systems are working correctly. Useful tip here, if you tap a Zappi, it automatically turns the backlight on. And you can see here we're drawing 11.7 kilowatts from the grid, with 6.5 kilowatts going straight to the EV. We have a Harvi installed in the house, which has a grid limit, which we've set at 60 amps in this case because we have a 60 amp main fuse. I'll show you how to get to that. So it's menu, advanced, default pin, down to supply grid. Then you can see we've set grid limit there of 60 amps.